Hey guys, welcome back to another LJ Tech Tips video. Today we'll be looking at my latest purchase, which is an IBM R50E. This machine I paid about $100 for Australian, and I've done some modifications to it already. I've installed a little network adapter to have wireless connectivity because this machine does not originally ship with it. And I plan to upgrade the original spinning hard drive to an M-SATA adapter, IDE to M-SATA adapter, to get the maximum performance out of this machine. Now, as I said, I paid about $100 for this machine. It needs the CMOS battery to be replaced, so I will be doing that in a future video, as well as that IDE to M-SATA upgrade, hopefully. It currently has Windows XP installed, which is an original IBM copy, hence the background, and it has been upgraded with Legacy Update. Now, Legacy Update allows you to update machines like on Windows 7 and Windows XP to the latest version of Windows XP or 7. Because Microsoft has shut the servers down for these machines given their age. Now, this machine shipped in really good condition. The keyboard has been all clean, fresh thermal paste has been put on, which is really good for a machine of this age. So there's no cracks, there's only a few scratches on the lid, but that doesn't really affect usability. Now, one thing which is really interesting about this ThinkPad is that it does not have a Windows key. So you can use a keyboard shortcut, which I think is which you can do to use Windows. I just use the little pointer and then click start, and then I get the start menu. But I know there is a keyboard shortcut to get the Windows menu up. I just prefer to use this. It also doesn't have a touchpad. You're using the little red mouse and the little click things here. Now, this has its original battery in it, and it does hold a charge. It gets to around 15, it holds for about 15 minutes, and it gets down to about 50% in those 15 minutes. So, obviously, it's not the best, but for retro computing, I cannot complain. And once again, this was $100. So, it was a really good price for this machine. Now, obviously, the R50E is the economy version, basically, of the lineup. But it still is a nice thing for my collection. I still have the IBM R32, but it is in pieces because I'm fixing a loose USB port. So I will be doing a future video on that, but right now we're focusing on this machine. Now, this machine has a 512 megabytes of RAM. It has the Pentium. I'm just trying to get up the performance and maintenance. I think it is about info system. There we go. So it has Windows XP Service Pack 3, which I installed with Legacy Update. It's got registration and the license key and all that stuff. I will see if I can blur out the license key. Hopefully I can do that. Otherwise, there is a license key there. But yes, it's got its original hard drive, and once it's booted up, it's quite a responsive machine. Now, you may see I've installed Super Chromium. Now, this allows you to browse the web on legacy hardware, such as this. Now, due to it only having 512 megabytes of RAM, let's see what we can do with this on the modern day. Now, I don't know how fast this adapter is going to be, so I reckon it will be relatively alright for basic web browsing, but let's see what Super Chromium does. Now, Super Chromium is like a modern web browser for these legacy hardware, so yeah, we'll see what happens. because obviously Internet Explorer is not suitable for modern web browsing. Let's also get up Task Manager here. So we were at 100% at the start. I'm just going to put this to the side. Let's go to Applications to see if it is actually launched Super Chromium, which it hasn't. So I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to go to here. Then Super Chromium. Alright, so it's loading. Let's see what happens. Or is it not going to load at all? I did get it to load a couple times, but... Oh, no. I think it popped up. Yes, it has. Alright, so it's... Oh, no. Because I clicked on it so many times, it's all opening at once, which is not what we want, obviously. We want the best performance out of this machine, so I'm just going to close that one. There we go, we only have one window open. Obviously, when I upgrade the RAM for this machine, I hope to upgrade it to about 1 gigabyte of RAM, so that will make web browsing a lot easier. So CPU, we're sitting around 85%, and we've got we're using about 379 megabytes of RAM. So let's go ahead and get a website up. Let's go to it would help if I could spell. Alright. So I'm just going to New York Times because that's what came up to the top of my head. Well, I am very bad at spelling when I do not look at the keyboard. Well, I didn't put in that key there. Let's go to Google. Right. Let's see if anything happens. I know I'm Googling Google essentially, but I don't know what was happening before. Alright, so 90% CPU, sorry about that. We're basically bottlenecking our RAM currently. Trying to get to google.com. There we go. We've got modern Google on our IBM ThinkPad R50E. Now it's still loading apparently, because this machine obviously isn't the fastest. Nope, I think it froze for a second. Let's go to here. I'm going to drag this down. So our animations are starting to get a bit glitchy as well. They're not 100% smooth. Let's search news here. News. So we're loading news. Yeah, news. Our RAM sitting fine. Alright, let's go to the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Association. Let's see how it loads now. There's no extensions. This is just Super Chromium and Task Manager open and the little network card. So I have tried YouTube on this and we'll do a YouTube test in the future. I'm not signed into Google, so we will see what happens. Our CPU is at 100%, which is to be expected because this machine is, but I think 2004. Let me just check that. I believe it's around 2004. Sorry about this. Alright, so this is loading still. Alright, so page is unresponsive, and this was released in 2004. Sorry about the camera angle, I was attempting to multitask. Let's just wait. Maybe we try news.com.au. No, 9 News. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go anywhere with Google. So I believe that Google and some of this stuff is pretty unusable with current specs currently. But main thing is with this machine, you'd buy it for nostalgia. Obviously with a bit more RAM, and we're on power, so it's not like we can blame it on the power. I just don't believe this machine is powerful enough. I know the R32 could get to some websites, but I don't believe that we will get anywhere. But let's just try one last time. We're loading, and I have nothing else open in the background. We've only got our 2 applications open. We're definitely dropping some frames when you attempt to move stuff around. So I believe that it's pretty unusable when you are attempting to come on. Yeah, I believe it's pretty unusable. You can see just the lag in dragging stuff across. So I believe web browsing on this is pretty useless when you try Google. Now, I did hear about something called Frog Find. Let's go to Frog Find. I don't know what their website is. Let me see. I don't really want to type it manually. Finder. Frogfind.com. Alright, well, I'm just going to close out a Super Chromium because I think it would make a good another video. Now, let's go and see what IBM registration and Access IBM do. So I know there's a button here for Access IBM. I know when we press that, we get a loading thing. I've never done this, so let's see. Obviously, I believe with some SSD upgrades and some upgrades to this machine, we'd get much better performance. So this is basically just a stock hardware type of seeing how things are. Our hard disk is getting hammered because our light's solid. Oh, it crashed. No, yeah, I don't believe it did actually. Alright, so this is what Access IBM is. It does protect recovery, diagnose, secure your computer, recover your computer data. You can go to configuration. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Now obviously IBM sold to Lenovo. So IBM is now part of Lenovo, and I believe the ThinkPads are not exactly the same. Now, I did go ahead and buy IBM T60, but it had a few problems, so I've sent it back. So I do hope to buy another T60 later on, so we can get basically the IBM with the identity crisis. We're in Australia. Alright, I'm not going to register this machine. I'm just going to go cancel. Yes. Serial number. Okay. We are in the Australia. I've never heard of this product, so I don't know if it's still up and running or not. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, so that makes my life very difficult. I have bought a tripod, but everything I buy is broken 90% of the time. Here we go, we are in Australia. I purchased this month, so this month is November. I purchased it on, I think, the 5th, 2025. Oh no, it only goes up to 2007. So I'm going to do 2004. That's when I bought this machine. I bought this for home use, let's just say. Next. I don't really want to do this, so no, skip. I actually want to know what this does. Yes. If there's any perks or anything like this. Let's see. Alright, so that just does IBM registration, so essentially registering the machine. Alrighty, well, I think that's the end of this video. If you got any suggestions you'd like me to see do with this machine, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. As I said, I will be doing videos on future IBM products. I've got my IBM R32, which I've got to reassemble. And I have an IBM T40 coming, and I will have a T60 also on the way, hopefully, in the future, because I want something. I really like the IBM products lineups, and the T60 was basically the last proper IBM branded machine. I know you can get IBM Lenovo T61s, and you can replace the sticker on them, but obviously I'd want a actual IBM product, and in my opinion, anything that has like IBM original BIOS screens, that type of stuff, I find really fascinating. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.